guys. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. Before we get started, I want to make sure that this video has sound, since the last one I did definitely did not have the sound. So let's see here. I just want to double check. Okay, so it looks like we got sound, so we're good to go. So let me turn that off. All right. So welcome everybody, all are welcome. This is going to be a general reading. At first we're going to do a couple astrology notes here real quickly for the month of August for everybody, what's going on with the general astrology, and then we will be getting into the Leo reading, and then we will shuffle and change and also do a Virgo reading for August. Both readings are general, so they can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. Both readings are timeless as well, meaning that for some people they may resonate during the month of August 2023, or that could be a couple of months in the past or even a couple of months in the future. All right, so whenever you see this message, it is meant for you. Also, never force a reading. If it doesn't feel like you're reading, then it's not your reading. So always check out your other placements. For instance, what's your sun, moon, and rising sign? Because depending on what's going on in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign. All right. And I will put in the description box below later a link for Cafe Astrology that has a general breakdown of astrology for the whole year. It'll tell you the exact degrees and time period of when these things occur if you want all the details. All right. And yes, let's go ahead and get started. All right. So for the month of August here for everybody, we're starting off the month with, on August 1st, we have a full moon in Aquarius. All right. So for every sign, you usually get one full moon in your sign per year. All right, so for the Aquariuses out here, this is almost like a 6-month kind of review and reflect and move forward period. So for the Aquariuses out there, this full moon in Aquarius, you might look over what has happened the last 6 months and then what you're looking forward to in the next coming 6 months, okay? You know, until we get to Aquarius season next year, which is in what is it, February, March, I believe, is Aquarius. I'm always so bad at that. I know Capricorn is December, January, so yeah, so February, March should be Aquarius if I'm correct. But anyway, for everyone else who doesn't have a lot of Aquarius in their chart, anytime we have full moons, this is when we have heightened or increased energy or emotions the day before, the day of, or even the day after. And so some people like to do their manifestations during the full moon or releasing something. I say always do it whenever, regardless of what the moon is doing, do it for when it's right for you. All right, let's see what else we have here. So then on August 8th, we have a last quarter moon. And then on August 15th, this is a key date that some of you guys may want to write down. There's basically 3 different astrology events happening. So we have Neptune is semi-sextiling the true North Node, which is now in Aries. So the North Node for a long time was in Taurus, and it just recently switched like a week ago, I believe, or a couple of days ago if it wasn't an exact week, okay? So the North Node, or true node as they call it in astrology, you can find it in your birth chart and find where you have your North Node and your South Node. But your North Node is more about your mission while you're human on this planet. It can talk about matters of career or just your ultimate goals in your life that you're trying to accomplish. So you'll be surprised sometimes when you read your birth chart, you'll see, you know, how similar it may be or spot on for you, okay? And then the South Node in astrology is more about your karmic past lives, past lessons. Okay, so it's more of a past energy. Okay, they're opposite on the spectrum. But generally for everyone, right, since we're talking about Neptuning, sextiling North Node in Aries now, is Neptune's all about dreams, inspiration, creative energy. It's ruler of Pisces, right? But on the other side, it's also about illusions and not seeing things clearly, but also very strong psychic energy. Okay, so when Neptune is sextiling, semi-sextiling Aries, then we have Aries themes going along with Neptunian themes. So the higher vibrational frequency of Aries would be entrepreneurship, leadership, confidence, go-getter start energy, right? They're the first sign of the zodiac. Sometimes they want to accomplish things on their own just because they have so much passion and creativity and want to get it started, okay? So you could find that there's some Aries themes around, again, the North Node in Aries with that Neptunian kind of energy. All right. The second thing that is happening for August 15th is Saturn is going to be semi-square Chiron. So Saturn deals with responsibilities, father time, stern energy, paying bills, getting things done. But when it's going to be semi-square Chiron, Chiron is that wounded healer, the Greek wounded healer. And so it's about exposing wounds, healing things, making sure there's no infection if there is some type of wound, right, to make sure it heals properly. So of course we're not really talking about physical wounds, it could be, but we're more talking about the spiritual or emotional wounding, okay? But it feels like it's going to be a nice balance between those two, and having, again, maybe some healing vibes around responsibilities, limitations, that kind of thing. All right. Now the third thing that's happening on August 15th, a lot on this day, right? And depending on how sensitive you are, you may pick it up a little bit before the 15th or even after. But we have Juno is going to be entering into Leo, right? So it's officially Leo season as of July 22nd or so. But Juno rules partnerships, marriages, commitments, okay? So not just romantic, but it can be work-related, friendship, family, etc., okay? But when we have this partnership, marriages, or commitments energy with Leo energy, there could be more passion or creativity, more center stage, right? Leo likes to be on the stage, as they say. So really bringing those things to the forefront and maybe having more enthusiasm or strength around partnerships, marriages, commitments, okay? All right. So let's keep going and see what else we have here. Now we talked about the beginning of the month, we had the full moon in Aquarius. Now at the middle of August, on August 23rd, we have the official time frame for Virgo season is going to be starting. So Sun enters Virgo. And on the same day, the pretty big keynote here is that we have Mercury retrograde. Is the last one of the year, okay? So it's starting on August 23rd and it's actually going until September 14th, okay? So with any retrogrades, you can have the pre-shadow and the post-shadow. So again, some people, depending on how sensitive you are, you may feel it a couple weeks ahead of time or a couple weeks after, right? But basically, not all retrogrades are bad. It depends on, of course, what's going on for each individual. But retrogrades is when the planet appears to be going backwards. So it's not actually going backwards, but the effects are slowed down. And so we feel that as kind of like a backwards or just really slow down energy. Okay. Yes, thank you, Nefertiti, for joining us. But you cannot be up here right now, sweetie. I know. You just want to verify what I was saying? Okay, you can sit there and be quiet and not mess anything up, then you can stay. Can you sit? All right, she's gonna go on the other side. So we were talking about Mercury retrograde and Nefertiti concurs, right? So we are going to, during any retrograde, rework, release, revision, all the re words, right? So when we're talking about Mercury, that's the planet of communication. That's the planet of electronics, media, marketing, right? Just a few things there, okay? So when Mercury goes in retrograde, we could be having a harder time communicating, or communicating could be slowed down for some people, okay? So that is just something to be aware of if that communication slows down, or the miscommunications are, you know, coming up, okay? But it can also reference the other Mercury retrogrades that we had of this year. So I believe the first one started in 2022. It was like December 18th to January something. Let me pull it up. So you can even look back to what was going on in your life during the other Mercury retrogrades of this year. So yes, December 28th of last year to January 18th. Then the other Mercury retrograde we had of this year was April 21st to May 14th. Okay, so it can reference something that was going on during that time for you, but it doesn't have to for everybody. But it is interesting to kind of look back and see what was going on for you during that time. All right, but let's keep going and see what else we have here, because we're just doing a couple brief astrology notes before we get to our readings. So then on August 24th, we have our first quarter moon. And then on August 27th, Mars is going to be entering into Libra, okay? So Mars, higher vibrational frequency, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So it's going to be kind of similar themes of entrepreneurship, leadership, confidence, passion, creativity, go-getter energy, fresh start out of the gate energy, okay? So when we have the higher vibrational frequencies of Mars and also the lower vibrational frequencies, which can be like the god of war, right? So anger, fighting, frustrations, hopefully it will be more of the higher vibrational frequencies. But when Mars is entering into Libra, Libra ruled by Venus, is all about balance, justice, beauty, wisdom, right? All of those things. So it could be that maybe anger is not as intense as it would normally be, or frustrations. And so hopefully it's more of that, again, higher vibrational frequency of Mars with that Libra energy. All right, so I think it's going to feel pretty nice. And then on August 28th, we have our second retrograde here. So Uranus is going to be retrograding from August 28th until January 27th, okay? And so when, you know, we have this Uranus retrograde, it's almost like changes, right? Well, what is change and how big and how small, and all the details, right? But change in general is going to be happening at a slower rate during that retrograde time, again, when it perceives to be going backwards. It's just a slower down energy. So as a whole, you know, you can say, at least for the US over here, sorry guys, hey, you better be quiet or you're gonna go in the other room. Be nice. Where was I? Yeah, so Uranus retrograde. So it's change happening at a slower rate. So if you're in the US, then you could say that that may, you know, be a really nice element when you add that, like, we are eventually going into the fall, into the winter time of year. So maybe there's not so much big outside changes, but it's more inner changes or introspection kind of energy. Okay, but of course not everybody is in the US. So it is just in general, right? We're coming to not the end of the year yet, but we said it earlier when we were talking about full moons. It's almost like that 6-month period, right? Well, technically, let's see, this is the end of August, so it would be September, October, November, December. So yeah, so even less than 6 months, right? So it could be 4 months or 4.5 months or whatever you want to call it, right? But it's kind of like starting to maybe want to review some things here. Okay, and then the last astrology note that we have here is on August 30th. We have a full moon in Pisces. So again, we're going to have heightened energy, Pisces themes, can be more creativity, can be more inspiration, musicians, right? All artists of all kind could really have this nice and extra energy backing their creations during this time. It could also be that there's more psychic dreams, or things are just having a dream-like quality during that full moon in Pisces. And then for the people who are watching who are Pisces, right, or have a lot of Pisces in your chart, it could be again that review time period of you know, what has been done so far for the year, and what are you looking forward to for the rest of the year. Okay. And then the last note here, on the same day, on August 30th, we have Jupiter quintiling Saturn. So Jupiter, we could describe it as a more lighter type of energy, more free flow. Jupiter is a planet of expansion. Everything it touches grows, right? So media, marketing, religion, politics, just off the top of my head, there's probably a lot more than that. But then when you pair it with that Saturn energy, again, that more stern energy about responsibilities, limitations, paying bills, getting things done, it's kind of a nice balance to have both of those, right? So that's kind of what I wrote here. I wrote a good balance, and also a more realistic type of energy. So if you think of light or dark, positive and negative, all of these things are in everything in nature. Okay, so towards the end of the month, even the beginning of September, there could just be this more kind of balanced, realistic type of energy. And so hopefully that is a good thing for all of us, right? Not always fun, but good, right? We need, again, both the lighthearted energy and the more responsible energy. All right, but that is your astrology notes, everybody, for this time period for August 2023. So I'm going to look at the time here and make a little note to myself, if I can see it this far away. I think, yeah, we're at like 17 minutes. So I will put that in the timestamps for later for some people who may just want to, actually put this over here, who may just want the astrology notes, or just want the Leo reading, or just want the Virgo reading. So again, after the live is done, I will put all those details in the description box below. Okay, guys? But yeah, let's go ahead and now switch over to the Leo reading. I did want to do a quick sound bowl here for myself and for you guys to kind of ground our energy and tap in and make sure we're receiving and transmitting the messages from spirit, the spirits, as clearly as possible. So I'm going to get a sip of water and then we'll get started. All right. So again, everyone is welcome, cross watchers, etc. But we are going to make a little bit of noise right now. So if you're listening with headphones or you're sensitive, just know it's just for a brief moment or two. All right. So you may want to turn the volume down if it's too loud for you. But yeah, basically, anytime you feel like you want to take a couple of deep breaths, or even if you don't want to think about breath work, you can just listen, okay? But this is going to be grounding, reminding ourselves to get back into our body, and again, just to check in, both for you guys and for me, and to make sure for me that I'm receiving the messages from the spirits as clearly as possible to deliver to you guys. All right, so here we go. So this is for Leo. let me go ahead and put this here, Leo. And let's see what we have coming up for you for August. If you've been here before, you probably know, but just like to say it for the new people as well. I always take one photo of all the cards for each zodiac reading, and then I will be uploading it later in case you want to see it more up close in detail, or just have it for later. So all you have to do is click in the description box below, and after I add it, it will basically tell you how to just click on the Facebook link, and it'll be in the comments as one of the first couple of comments there. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Leo. We'll go ahead and call out your 4 main cards here. All right, so you have the Prince of Staves, also known as Prince of Wands, in the reverse position. You have the 6 of Staves, 6 of Wands in the reverse position. You have the 3 of Cups in the right side up position, and you have the Moon in the right side up position. All right. So right off the bat here, Leo, some of you guys could be dealing with a Pisces or a Libra. Doesn't have to be, but that is what's showing up as far as the major arcana and the main zodiac energies, other energies that are showing up here. If you're not dealing with a Pisces or a Libra, it could be referencing Pisces season, Leo season of this year, of last year, or even next year. Or it could be something in your birth chart or the other person's, multiple people, general environment situation, that could give you more insight, or it means nothing at all, but I like to mention it in the beginning. Okay, but yeah, let's talk about real quickly the breakdown of when these things may occur. Okay, so nothing is set in stone, it's just a general guideline, but I'll say the dates real quickly, and then I'll say them again when we're on each card. But we're saying that the first card could be from around August 1st through the 7th. Second card, second week, could be from around August 8th through the 14th. Third card, third week, August 15th through the 22nd. And fourth card, fourth week, August 24th through the 31st, or even into the first week or so of September. Okay? All right. So before we get into all of the details here, Leo, if I was to pause your reading right here, and if there was something that you wanted to accomplish within your own control, then I would say, you know, the best time frame, again, if it's within your control, that there's something you want to manifest or do, I would say do it in that third week of August. Okay, that's when the energy is the best to do something like that. So again, around August 15th through the 22nd or so. All right, but yeah, let's go in order now, one by one, and see what we have here for you. So we're starting off with the Prince of Staves. Oops, wrong way. This way. The Prince of Staves in the reverse position here, Leo. And when we're talking about your first card in particular, this can be energy from the recent past that's still kind of coming in through your reading. All right, so this could be about you again, or someone else, multiple people, or just your general environment situation. But it's an energetic blockage, a gentle reminder or challenge when this Prince of Staves, Prince of Wands is in the reverse position. It could be that in this first week here, Leo, you or someone else or the environment is not feeling as confident as normally you would be. Also wanted to shout out and forget, I said it in the other video that didn't record the sound, but happy birthday, first of all, to all the sun sign Leos out there, whether you've already had it or it's coming up. Okay, now back to the reading. Yeah, so there could be this lack of confidence, or a little bit of stagnant energy where someone or something is not ready to level up in one area of your life, or multiple areas of your life, their life, etc. When this Prince of Staves is in the reverse position. When we talk about staves or wands, it also could be referencing health. So there could be, you know, like a small health thing popping up. I don't feel like it's super big, and it won't be necessarily for everybody, but yeah, just kind of checking in, right? So if it's not a health issue, it could just be that there's not enough physical action within the body during this time period, okay? And that's usually for a reason. We'll find out and look at the cards underneath and break it down even more, all right? But again, just as a little foreshadowing here, Leo, that things really do start to pick up and get better by the 3rd week. So don't worry so much about what's coming through here, because then things do turn around, as they say, okay? All right, so let's look what's underneath your first card. And we're going to say that this is past energy. Could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, whatever the past is for you, right? Time is relative. So we've got the 8 of Swords in the reverse position, and the Justice card is also in that reverse position. And so these, I like to call them the sponsor cards. They made it possible for that Prince of Staves to show up in the reverse position. Okay, so it looks like here in the past, somebody with the 8 of Swords started to let go of some anxiety, worry, overthinking, or they started to want to integrate their emotions with also their logical mind, their crown chakra, with their heart chakra, okay? So 8 of Swords in reverse is actually a good energy, okay? But on the other hand, when you have this Justice card in the reverse position right next to it, it could be that someone is not, wanting to admit that there was a lack of balance, or there wasn't enough justice around a situation or energy. It could also be that someone is not feeling that someone else's actions are justified, or their own are not justified in the past here. But it's just not enough evolution around some type of truth being blocked here in that past with the Justice in the reverse position. So of course, because we had this in the past, this is going to make that Prince of Staves or Prince of Wands show up in that reverse position, okay? So let's keep going though. I do feel here, and we'll break it down as well, Leo, that there could be something going on with women in your life, right? That's a very general thing to say, but what I mean by that is you've got 2 queens in the reverse position here right next to each other. Again, past energy. If it's not necessarily the women in your life or that kind of energy, it could be the divine feminine, that we all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us. So it could be that in the past there was some type of blockage perhaps of divine feminine energy, or again some issue with actual women in your life or women in someone else's life. But we'll break it down more and see what else we have here. So first of all, now we're talking about your 2nd week, which could be from around August 8th through the 14th. You have now another Wands card after your first Wands card, or Staves as they're called in this deck. Now you have the 6 of Staves in the reverse position. So this could be a celebratory energy or supportive energy that is not coming through, or it's not being felt, right? So somebody could still be wanting to celebrate something or wanting to be supportive, but if the other person isn't feeling it or seeing it that way or perceiving it that way, then it's not going to be felt, okay? So when it's following, the 6 of Staves is following the Prince of Staves in reverse. They're both reversed. If there was supposed to be a leveling up of a prince now becoming a king, of health issues getting better, of a job promotion, of a relationship, or whatever it is, hobbies, etc., right? Whatever you're coming to this reading for. If it didn't happen because we had those blockages here from the past, then it is going to show up again in that 3rd week instead, okay? But still, let's find out why we have these 2 queens here, okay? So what did I say? We have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Queen of Swords in reverse, okay? And this is in relation, or giving us more information why this 6 of Staves is in the reverse position. I'm moved my camera, and so I'm not used to like where it is. So I've been holding the cards, and then I'm looking, and I'm like, oh wait, they can't see it. So that's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at myself. All right. So let's see what's going on here, Leo. With the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords in the reverse position, again, like divine feminine energy blocked or issues with women or dealing with women in the past. It could be that someone or an energy, if it's not a person in the past, was not stepping into their confidence, was not stepping into their leadership qualities, if they desire to be a leader in some way, or again, it could just be confidence. But normally the Queen of Cups is all about emotion. So she's emotionally satisfied and secured, and she knows what she wants, and she knows her emotional boundaries and priorities, all those things, if this card was in the right side up position. Okay, and then with the Queen of Swords in the reverse position, it's almost like the level-headed energy, the decision-making energy in the past was also not embraced in some way. I want to check something here too. I forgot to do this earlier, Leo. So you've got fire, fire, water, water, earth, water, air, water, air. So except this one card that we have all the way over here that we do at the very end, you've got a lot of air and a lot of water. Okay, and a little bit of the fire. So when we have a lack of one element showing up throughout the reading, it could be something that we need to do that will help us get through these energetic slowdowns, gentle reminders, or challenges. Okay, so what does grounding mean? Grounding for everybody is going to be a little bit different, but it's like when we did the sound bell, right? So it's getting back into your body, getting out of your head, getting out of your emotions. So it could be going for a walk, calling a good friend, playing with your animals, watching a comedy, taking a bubble bath, listening to metal music, whatever it is, right? It's going to be different for everybody. That could be definitely what is needed here during the first and second week of August to kind of work through, again, this energetic slowdown. But it could also be, right, that of course we would say everything happens for a reason. Okay, so this celebratory supportive energy and this leveling up energy was put off in the first and the second week for lots of different reasons and different for everybody, but by the third week now we have it. Okay, yep, there we go. Now we have the Three of Cups in the right side up position here, Leo, and we said this could be around August 15th through the 22nd. So we see this king and he's cheersing. I think it's with Guinevere and her husband or her brother. I can't remember all the different people's names. But anyway, they're celebrating, right? They have their cups. So when we talk about the cups in tarot, we're talking about our emotions, water. Our body's 90% water. So this is positive emotions, right? This is that celebratory, supportive, energy. All right. And so it's like when this finally comes in the third week here, Leo, it's a nice breath of fresh air, so to speak. Okay. So that's really nice to see. I'm just turning up the little ambient music in the background so the dogs don't go too crazy. Okay. Now for a small few, but I don't feel like it's that many, when we see this Three of Cups here, it could be talking about third-party energies. So it could be that this Guinevere and whoever the other guy is, if it's Lancelot or her brother or husband, I can't remember. Maybe this king is interfering with their relationship, and he's like, you've got to do this and you've got to do that, and it's creating it's creating chaos, or just this third party energy, someone interfering. So It could be in a romantic relationship or work partnership with friends or family, etc. For the people that may resonate with this part of the reading. Come here, sit down. But it could also be not necessarily another person, third party energy, right? So it could be that, let's say, Guinevere's husband or brother, whoever it is, I can't remember. Let's say they're a workaholic, or they have a drug addiction or alcohol addiction, or it's just some kind of other energy that is interfering between the two main primary energies, if we're talking about third party energy, okay? But for the majority of people, I don't feel that it's that. I feel that it's more that celebratory energy, you know, supportive energy that was put off in the first 2 weeks, and now finally here it comes in the third week. All right. So let's keep going here, Leo, and see what else we have here for you. All right. So now when we get to your fourth week, we have that Pisces energy that I mentioned at the beginning of the reading. We've got the moon in the right side up position. Okay. And we said this could be from around August 24th through August 31st or so, maybe even the first week of September. But here we have really creative energy, we have psychic energy, we have this kind of dream world-like energy. The more of the shadow side of the moon card can talk about illusions or not seeing things clearly, right? And so there's this little tiny like almost grandmother woman kind of energy on the side, and she's I don't know what she's doing. She's holding some kind of tool, but I think she's like crocheting or sewing or something, right? But the moon card is trying to find wisdom around something that can be very dreamlike energy, okay? So when we're talking about the moon card too versus, let's say, the sun card, we see less at night, right? I always can say that the moon card is like you're sleeping over a friend's house and all the lights are turned off, everyone's sleeping, you get up to get water, you see something out of the corner of your eye, you're like, is that a person? Is it the coat rack? Is it a monster? What is that? That is kind of the moon energy. So it's not seeing something completely clearly, but it's also more allowing for this creative energy to consider other possibilities, okay? But it's wanting to find wisdom around something. So if we also think of the moon card like the lights are turned out or it's dark outside, we don't have enough information. When we turn the light on or when the sun comes out, then now we have more information where we didn't before. So there could be something in this last week here, Leo, that you don't have all the information yet about, or it could be that you're feeling more creative at this time, more psychic in certain ways at this time, having like prophetic dreams even. But it doesn't necessarily, again, feel like an overwhelming type of burdensome energy. It feels maybe also coming down from the high of the third week with the Three of Cups, and then trying to balance the emotions too, right? So we see all this water underneath the moon in the card. Water is the emotions. So maybe processing something like that. But yeah, let's see what else we have here for you, Leo. So now we're coming to your tarot confirmation card. So this one's going to come in and confirm all 4 weeks, all 4 cards that we've been talking about. All right, and so you have the Knight of Pentacles in the right side up position. And they call it in this deck, the Lord of the Wild and Fertile Land. Okay, so here we have that one Earth card energy that we were talking about. Okay, I was trying to get the glare off of the card. So the confirmation card is a combination of past and future energy. Okay, so when it comes in here, it's like giving you an option, or giving the other person an option, or the general environment situation an option of, do I want more abundance and money and coins and pentacles? Do I want more value and value myself and or others? Yes. So when this Knight, okay, of Pentacles is coming in, you had a Prince reversed in the beginning of your reading. Then towards the end here, you have a Knight that is right side up. Knight and Princes are basically the same thing. And here you have Knight of Pentacles. So again, could be about money, finances, wealth, or something of value or being valued. So it's not a King of Pentacles, it's a Knight. So it's not the biggest offer, let's say, but it is some type of communication that wants to come in here, maybe after that Moon card energy as well, of not having all the information. So maybe then after that, someone or something is communicating or communicative to you or to them. And it's not the hugest offer, but it is a starting point, okay? And again, it can deal with money or values, but someone wants to come in here, okay, and say something to you or you to someone else. Or it comes in general from your spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you. But it feels really nice here. And there's like this big, well, it kind of looks like a reindeer, but then it has wings almost like a bird. So it feels like this, it's probably more of the history of this card, and I don't know all of this is from the Hermetic Tarot deck. So some kind of alchemy kind of energy when you see animals, different animals blended together. It's talking about magic and alchemy, right? But it feels like this kind of supportive energy that wants to come in, this magical energy. Think of reindeers and Santa Claus, right? Or even in the Norse tradition, they have a big thing with the reindeer. Okay, so I just want to show you because it's really cool. Oh, let's see, hopefully you can see it. So it's right at the top here. Hopefully the camera will focus and you'll see it. Or if you can't see it, hopefully you believe what I'm describing to you, right? But it is this really nice supportive energy here, Leo. So I like to see it. Also, with this Knight of Pentacles in this deck, there's like underneath there's all this wheat, okay? And then there's even like a bushel of corn coming out. So that could be a timing thing. It could be, right, August is still considered summer here in the US. Or maybe it's even referencing the beginning of fall, right? Because you can still have corn in the fall. But it's something that definitely, you know, is probably going to come through before October, okay? I would say for the majority of you guys here, all right? But with that being said here, Leo, let's go ahead now and see what your oracle card has to say as well. So just give me 1 second here while I pull it up. Forgot to open the page ahead of time. All right, so this is from the Rumi Oracle deck. He was a 13th to 15th century Persian poet, and they took some of his poetry and put it into this beautiful artist imagery and made them oracle cards, okay? So for this time period and beyond, Leo, you got, the name of this card is From Nothing to Everything. And it's very abstract, almost looks like it could be like space or something, like a cave at the bottom, but really pretty oranges and blues and greens here, okay? So I'm gonna read a little bit from the book, not everything. I'll definitely read the poem, and then I'll just try to see how that may relate to some of the other stuff that's already come through in your reading here, okay? So from nothing to everything. Oh, my friend, if you're longing to be written on, become a blank page. Have you been shedding your skins, your layers, your certainties? Okay, that was funny with the music in the background there. Okay. It says, have you been shedding your skins, your layers, and your certainties? Gone are fixed identities, and definite options. Keep chasing those shackles aside. Keep casting, those shackles aside, even if you fear you are releasing too much, and then perhaps you will cease to exist. You should only cease to exist as you have known yourself to be thus far. Another animation of you awaits. You're a blazing angel, something more beautiful and true. Yet here you are at the pruning stage, like a gardener for the soul. Shall the garden spring back to life, or will the enthusiastic denudging process be rather too much and unintentionally kill off the garden altogether? Fear not, your soul is made of hardy stuff. It can handle a lot of culling and will shine even brighter for it. There is a greater story to be impressed upon your essence than the one you are currently dreaming up. Though you are brilliant, no doubt about it, my angel of light, there is one who is even more so. The imagination of this greater writer is beyond our comprehension. The stories that pour forth from that cosmic poet in every moment are so rich they inspire the creation of art and music. One such story is especially created for you. Yes, you. You are with a starring role and all the best supporting cast. You shall grasp in wonder, awe, glee, and doubt when you hear it. It is a great romance, a great adventure, and with an ending truly spectacular and divine. Would you wish to hear it? Become attentive now. Put your tales aside, as dramatic as they may seem right now, and prepare to be entranced by the greater storyteller, the living poet of love, as you are entranced in a tale of your unfolding divine destiny. Okay. So interesting, yeah. Let's see here. It's saying it wants you to let something go here. It says this oracle comes with guidance for you. It may mean letting go of attachment to a lover so you can receive genuine love. It's being asked for you to let something go to receive, to become empty so then you can become filled later. It may be of no longer holding on to a fantasy of your dream job, but being guided into your most soulful and successful vocation. It may mean letting go of wishes for your body and health to be other than it is, so you can simply get on with living each day. Taking steps into wellness without thinking beyond one day at a time. It is the divine paradox that when we are asked to surrender a story or fantasy, it is because reality is knocking at our door, more often than not, with the delivery of what we have been fantasizing about, but in the best way for us. The human experience of this paradox is that you may feel you are giving up hope, that your fantasy is dying. It may be very painful and bring you much grief, but all that is dying is your attachment and opinion to all that is dying is your attachment and opinion about how it must be. This needs to happen so you stop dreaming and start living. This is what is happening for you now. Do not fear any part of your process. Embrace it without expectation, with trust in your heart, and the divine is simply guiding you from fantasy into fulfillment. Yeah, I feel from fantasy into fulfillment, that's a perfect way, right? To go from the Moon card towards the end of your reading to the Knight of Pentacles. So water energy, dreamy, poetic, psychic, to then more grounded energy, pentacles, money, wealth, value. Okay, so that's one way to definitely look at it together like that. But yes, this has a little meditation if you want to get into the energy of this card as well. So I'll read that real quickly. So it says, your sacred honoring ritual. Place your hands in prayer and bow your head. Say the following aloud. I choose to trust in the greater genius unfolding in my life. I give thanks for the blessing of grace now flowing into my heart. I have no need to know. I trust in the perfection of my being, unfolding with innate intelligence and wisdom. Rumi, who loves me unconditionally, holds me in his protection, and I accept my destiny with a peaceful and trusting heart. Please help me to surrender the stories, attachments, fantasies, and fears that have held me back from living my heart's desires fully. I now choose unconditional trust in the loving genius of life to lead me into my fulfilled destiny now. So be it. All right. So I like that for you, Leo, especially during the Leo season, right? So good stuff, you know. I think if you guys want to, always let me know in the comments down below how this may shape up for you or how you're feeling it beforehand even. But yeah, that is your reading, dear Leo. And thanks again for being born if you're a sun sign Leo, whether you've had your birthday already or if it's coming up. And just wanted to say again too that if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, it is free, and so is hitting that like button. They are great free ways to support the channel here for me if you feel guided. All right, so what else? Yes, if you subscribe, it'll just basically tell you when I put out new videos. All right, so no big deal there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let the cards charge with the crystals, and then do some shuffling before we head over to the Virgo reading. Also wanted to say there as well, Leo, that I will be posting the photo of all of your cards after this live is done, in case you want to see them all together or close up again. So all you have to do is click in the description box below a little later, and there will be a link there for you if that's something that you want to do. All right. So let's make sure the music is back on here a little bit. Not too loud, but just a little bit for the dogs and the ambient noise. All right. All right, so I'm gonna check the time and see where we're at so I can put it in the timestamps for later. Oh my gosh, where is it? There it is, 52 minutes. Is that right? Something around there. Okay, so I will make a mental note. All right. So now we're going to do another sound bell, okay? So we're going to let go of the Leo energy and kind of welcome in this Virgo energy. It's a great way for me to ground, for you to ground, and also sound vibrations are a great way to clear the energy from the cards. So before I even start shuffling, I want to do the sound bell for the cards as well. So just be aware, it may be a little loud if you're sensitive to sound, okay? But yeah, feel free to take a couple of deep breaths or just listen, whatever feels right for you. All right, so this is for Virgo. Virgo. Let's see what we have here coming up for you, Virgo. Let's do some shuffling. Again, I hope everyone's well. Whenever you see this, tune in if you're just tuning in for Virgo. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023 for their highest vibration and truth. What do they need to see? What do they need to know, Virgo? Let's get in there. Alright, we need one more shuffle here. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023. What does Virgo need to see? What does Virgo need to know? Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and take the top and the bottom as well. Alright. Switch decks here. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good and potential for August 2023. Spirits, guide my hands. One card only, please, Spirits. Messages for Virgo. That was fast. Alright. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take the top and the bottom. Oh, and another one came out. I don't know if I want to take it yet, but I'm gonna leave it there since it flew out. Alright, well, let's also get you an oracle card here, Virgo. That was loud. Okay, messages. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for their highest good for August 2023. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? One card only, please, Spirits. Messages for Virgo for August 2023. That's literally the same card that we just had for Leo. So I'm going to put it back. If it comes out again, then I'll take it. But that was weird. Okay. Messages for Virgo. For Virgo. Messages for Earth sign Virgo for August 2023. Alright. Just gonna leave this open for later. Okay, let's figure out exactly how Spirit wants these cards. I'm going to just confirm with them real quickly. No, I'm not sure. Alright. Spirits in love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Thank you for all advice, wisdom, and guidance given. And thank you, of course, for listening. Spirits, did you want the Seven of Swords in the right side up position to represent the first tarot card for this Virgo August reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Three of Swords in the reverse position to represent the third tarot card for this August Virgo reading? Thank you. And Spirits in love and light, did you want the Two of Sacred Circles in the reverse position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Virgo reading? Okay. And Spirits, did you want the Hierophant in the right side up position to represent the tarot confirmation card for this Virgo August reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want also the High Priestess in the reverse position to be an additional confirmation card for this Virgo August reading. Okay. They want it, so I'll take it. Let's see what else here. Well, those are kind of self-explanatory as far as which direction they're in, so I'll leave those. Let's just figure out where they want them. I feel like they want all of this right here, but we'll double check real quickly. Okay. Patience, thank you guys. Okay, let's see. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Three of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Princess of Wands in the right side up position when I talk about the Ace of Cups in the right side up position? No. Okay. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Three of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Princess of Wands in the right side up position when I talk about the Two of Sacred Circles in the reverse position? Okay. So they want that there. I wasn't sure. I felt like something wanted to be here, but then you also had the extra confirmation card. So, but yes, we just do what Spirit says. Okay, let me confirm these as well real quickly. Spirit, did you want me to talk about the Queen of Swords in the right side up position and the Sun in the right side up position when I talk about the Ace of Cups in the right side up position? Okay, so they do want that there, so I'll leave that. Put the oracle down here. We'll take a quick picture and then we'll get started, Virgo. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. I had the phone on the charger and I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Okay. We got our picture, Virgo. Let's see also what time it is so I can add. I usually always add a timestamps for before shuffling and after shuffling for one of the zodiac signs. So we're at an hour and 1 minute, I think, if I'm reading that right, or 2 minutes. Okay, somewhere around there. All right. Let's see here, Virgo, what we have for you. You have a lot of stuff going on, but it's some really good stuff too. Let's go ahead and call out your first 4 cards here, Virgo, and then go from there. And we'll talk about the potential time frames, right? So we're going to say the dates real quickly, and then we'll say them again later. But we're saying the first card can be from around August 1st through the 7th. Second week could be from around August 8th through the 14th. Third week could be from around August 15th through the 22nd. And fourth card, fourth week, could be from around August 24th through August 31st, or even the first week of September. Okay. Before I even call out your cards, Virgo, the third week is when we'll be shifting into your season. And there's some really great releasing of past hurts and stresses. So that's perfect. Right as you get into your season around the 22nd, 23rd of the month of August, Virgo. So that's really nice. But let me call out your cards. Okay, I'm excited for you. So we've got the Seven of Swords in the right side up position, the Ace of Cups in the right side up position, the Three of Swords in the reverse position, and the Two of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. Okay? Now we'll talk about the other cards where Spirit wants me to talk to you about them. But yeah, let's see what other zodiac frequencies are showing up here for you as far as your major arcana. So you've got Leo energy, and you've got Taurus energy, and Pisces. So Virgo, you could be dealing with a Leo, a Taurus, or a Pisces. Or you have a lot of that in your birth chart, or someone else does. Or it could be referencing one of the seasons, so Leo season of this year, of last year, of next year. Same thing for Taurus or Pisces. Or it means nothing to you at all, but Again, I like to mention it in the beginning of the reading, okay? But yeah, let's see here. If I was to pause your reading right here, Virgo, I would say the best week of August is the second week, but the third and the fourth look really good too in other ways. But I still would say the second or even the fifth week. We don't have a fifth card that we do, right? But maybe the end of August, the second week of August, the end of August, and the first week of September look really good for you, okay? But let's go one by one and break it down, all right? So we start off here with the Seven of Swords in the right side up position here, Virgo. So because this is your first card, you'll be picking up energy from the recent past that's still trickling in here through your reading. This reading, or why you're coming to this video, you could be watching it to get insight about yourself or what's coming up for you. It could also be insight into another person or multiple people, your general environment situation. All right, so always take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. Okay, but we start off with this Seven of Swords in the right side up position here, Virgo. There could be a lot of gossiping energy for some, not everybody, around this type of defensive energy that's showing up, that someone is doing, right? So here we have this gentleman at some kind of Japanese fair, and he's won all these swords. But he really only needs one. So he could share the other ones, or he could sell them, or whatever it is. But swords in the tarot represent our crown chakra, our logical mind. But when they're shown in the downwards position in the card, that is the anxiety, the worry, the overthinking, the defensive kind of energy. So this is really your only energetic blockage, gentle reminder, challenge, or stagnant energy throughout your whole reading here, Virgo. So the first week of August may be a little rough in some way, but then it gets like really, really good and even goes like into September. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, but it does need to be talked about and looked at, right? So again, there could be this kind of gossiping energy or a sharp tongue. When I think of the Seven of the Swords energy, I think of someone saying something in a defensive way that just comes out of their mouth. Either you or someone else or around you, that maybe they don't necessarily mean, but it's just their way of defending themselves, right? Of guarding themselves, of protecting themselves, okay? It could also be that in this first week here, Virgo, you could be not getting the right kind of help that you need, the right assistance that you need. It could go the same for another person, multiple people, general environment situation. It could be that there's this gossiping energy because, as an example, let's say you hired someone that you thought would be a good worker for the position, for your business, whatever, and then you find out later that that it is not a good fit for you or for them. So then people kind of start to talk, maybe like, well, why did that person hire that person in the first place? And what were they thinking? And blah, blah, blah. But it's like, Virgo, let's put aside the sharp tongueness of you yourself or others, excuse me, and let that go. And just figure out how to be lighter, right? Not to carry all these swords, because the Seven of Swords is also like a burdensome energy. So if there's something burdening you or weighing you down in some way, by the second week, you're gonna lighten up a lot. So there's that, thank God, right? So we go from the Seven of Swords in the right side up energy to now the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. This is so beautiful, okay, Virgo? This is literally your cup runneth over, as they say, right? And this is about emotion. So something emotionally satisfying or fulfilling coming in. Aces also talk about endings and new beginnings. Okay, so an end to being defensiveness, or to be an end to be, wait, let me slow down and say it again. An end to being overly defensive. is one way you could look at it. But it could also be other endings and new beginnings. And we said this week could be from around August 8th through the 14th, but it's not set in stone here. All right, but you have this beautiful water energy in the card. We got the whale jumping in the background, right? But this is a resiliency energy. A lot of times in other decks, you would see a lotus flower in this card. The lotus flower in a lot of different spiritual traditions talks about being resilient. It's a flower that grows in the water, not in the land, okay? So it's about creating something emotionally fulfilling and satisfying in maybe an emotionally abusive environment, or an emotionally dissatisfied environment, or just a difficult environment in general. So it's like pushing through all that, and still, despite of that, having these positive emotions and having these free flowing emotions come out to kind of lubricate this ending, this new beginning here, Virgo. And I believe this is happening because somebody here, again, whether it's you or someone else, started to do this work in the past, okay? In the past, you got the Queen of Swords in the right side up position and the Sun card, okay? These are past energies, sponsor cards that made it possible for the Ace of Cups to show up in the right side up position. So somebody in the past was like really clear-headed. They were confident. They were maybe perceived as a little cold with the Queen of Swords energy, but then they paired it with the Sun card energy. So passion, creativity, inner child energy, youthful, charismatic energy, right? And also enlightenment. So somebody in the past could have been enlightened by an older feminine energy that helped you or helped them or helped the environment situation, or it could have just been you, right? Even if you're a man, right, it could have been your divine feminine energy in the past helped facilitate this enlightenment energy, this spiritual download energy, this aha moment energy in the past that again is creating that ending new beginning in the future here in the second week. And then it keeps going, right? It's like once it started, it's like breaking down all these barriers and walls here for you, Virgo. So I so love to see that for you. Okay, so now when we get to your third week, which we said could be from around August 15th through the 22nd, now you have the Three of Swords in the reverse position. This is always how you want to see this card. So it's talking about letting go of anxiety, worry, overthinking, letting go of, sorry, I'm trying to hold it the right way, there we go. Letting go of lower vibrational frequencies, being emotionally, being overstimulated mentally, right? So anxiety, worry, overthinking, to then being like so mentally exhausted that you burn out your body. So someone is stopping doing that. Someone has said, you know what, I can't do that anymore because I have this really beautiful ending, new beginning energy. So I'm not going to do that anymore, which is good. Very good, Virgo, right? Or whoever it is. Very good. Whether it's you yourself, Virgo, or someone you're dealing with, general environment situation. Yeah. So I really, again, I feel like that if there was something that you could accomplish within your control, the second and the third week of your reading here in August is the best time to do it, okay? And maybe second and third week and like the first week of September, perhaps, okay? But let's keep going and see what else we have here for you as far as the fourth week. Now, it's weird. I said in the beginning of your reading, Virgo, that you really only had one energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge. And this card normally would be another energetic blockage or challenge, but it doesn't feel that way to me, especially with the surrounding cards. So I'm not going to read it that way because it doesn't feel that way, right? It's not just about what the cards say, it's our intuition. So you have this Two of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. And so normally that would be, you know, like a false start or going back to zero, because in the tarot, right, it would be a 0, 1, 2, and this is a 2 card, but we don't actually have a 0 or a 1 in the tarot. But again, it doesn't feel like a false start. It doesn't feel like a lack of a beginning. It feels more, give me a second, I'm trying to think of the way to say it. It feels more like, when I think of the number 0, I think of infinity. You have the infinity symbol in this card, if it's turned this way, whether it's up or down, right? It's that circle of energy that's around the Native American man and around the bear. So if you turn it on its side, you got a figure 8, you got infinity symbol. If it's upside down, you have it too if it's on its side. So it kind of reminds me of that 0 kind of energy. It's like potential energy. It is not only this Native American man asking the bear spirit, how do I create more money, more wealth, more value? It's like, how do I get back to like 0 when I was a baby or before I was a baby, of being okay in the energy, knowing I have enough, knowing that I am enough, and all that kind of energy. You've got, Virgo, swords, 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 3 swords, okay? So that's a little bit of a theme in your reading, right? Like mental health is in good place, is a bad place, right? Swords, defensiveness in the mind. But then you also have fire energy, water energy, and earth energy. So you have a little bit of every kind of element here, which is nice. You have 3 swords, 2 fires, 2 earth, well technically 3 earth. So you kind of got a balance, or a tie. You've got swords, 3 swords, and you've got 3 earth, okay? So swords is water, and then you got earth. Virgo, depending on where you have Virgo in your chart, you are an earth sign, right? So it's about grounding, it's about the finances, the money, the wealth, the values. So when we look what's underneath this 4th card, that 2 of sacred circles in the reverse position, you got 3 of pentacles right side up and Princess of Wands in the right side up position, okay? So this is again past energy that is showing us why this is showing up here. So in the past, somebody started to work really hard and wanted to work with others. The 3 of Pentacles is a teamwork energy, okay? So you started to say, I'm going to make more money, I'm going to make better financial choices, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be valued more, I'm going to value others more in exchange, right? At the same time. And then with the Princess of Wands here, it kind of maybe activated another level. Well, actually, yeah, you have 2 cards in the past that have the sun in them. So you literally have the sun card, and then the Princess of Wands is holding a sunflower. So the sun, the sunflower, represents that spiritual download, awakening, revelation. Oh, now I finally understand something. So this past energy here, Virgo, is why you're having such a nice energy from the 2nd, 3rd, 4th week, 5th week even, into September, okay? So I see it as a rebalancing, a returning back to that 0 infinity number energy, okay? So you can research more into it if it's like, well, what does that mean? Go on the internet, go down the rabbit hole, you'll find a whole lot. But let's also talk about over here your 2 confirmation cards, because I usually only take 1 and the extra one popped out, and I asked Spirit and they said they wanted it, so I took it for you, Virgo, okay? These 2 cards are normally going to come in here and they're going to confirm all 4 cards, all 4 weeks, all of August, first week of September even, that we just talked about. So they are a combination of past and future energy. You always have choice, okay? Everything in life is a choice. So this is the energy we're picking up as of right now. And so these are two cards at the end are also saying you have this option, right? Okay, so the first one you got is the Hierophant, okay? Oops, there we go. This is Taurus energy, okay? This is a teacher, a spirit guide, a priest, okay? Somebody of authority that provides or tries to give advice or answers to others, okay? When it's following the Two of Sacred Circles, Two of Pentacles in the right side up position, it could be that you are going to step into this role here, Virgo, where you're some kind of guide for someone else. It could also be that you are dealing with schools, institutions, governments, okay, bigger institutions and organizations for some of you. It could also be, with it being Taurus, another earth sign energy, telling you to slow down and plant the seeds properly because you've done it before in the past, and integrate that spiritual download, awakening, revelation, aha moment. Now, with your other tarot confirmation card here, Virgo, you've got the High Priestess in the reverse position that fell out. And I made sure that they wanted it reversed, and they said yes. Okay, so that's a Pisces energy, Scorpio energy a little bit. Not the official card, but it's there. I feel like it's just saying here, Virgo, like, if you don't trust your intuition, your first response to things, your gut reaction to things, the High Priestess energy, if you don't trust it, then it's going to be harder for you to help others and for others to help you, right? Into whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? Whether it's money and other stuff, right? Because everybody needs money, but there's other stuff as well, okay? So yeah, I just want to show you these cards in detail here for a second. There you go. Okay, so you have the Hierophant and the High Priestess in the reverse position. So step into your leadership role, step into your confidence, work with the schools, the institutions, the forms of government if you have to. But trust your intuition and know that whatever it is you want to manifest is coming. Because it's so beautiful, right? You had so many beautiful cards here. It's coming, but it already came. It started in the second week here, Virgo, and then it just keeps going. So it's not saying it's coming, it's saying it could continue if we continue this way. All right. Let's see what else we have here for you, Virgo, as far as your oracle card. Okay. So the one that you got for this time period and beyond, it's called A New Gown, okay? And this is from the Rumi or Remi Oracle deck, depending on how you pronounce it. He was a 13th to 15th century Persian poet. So they took some of his poetry with this really beautiful artist and made these oracle cards. So I'm going to read a little bit here for you and then try to summarize as much as possible. All right. So it says, A New Gown. Weary and consumed by longing, I was caressed by my beloved last night. My wounded soul was set free when I tasted the sweetness of love. My spirit was lifted at once. I surrendered my life while overflowing with joy, and my vision was filled with light. Love said, "Don't feel so hopeless, my weary and gloomy one, for my generosity is beyond forgetting those devoted to me. See how boundless divine justice can be. Behold my immeasurable kindness." Love embraced my spirit, and all my doubts vanished at once. A new and glorious robe of honor was placed on my shoulders. Love offered me the power of new vision and the transforming touch of divine generosity, and place the chalice of eternal wine in my hand. I have the perfect gift for you. It is a gown of new colors, of colors perfectly suited to you and no other. The colors of this gown will make your eyes sparkle and gleam as though they were more beautiful than the most precious of gems. The colors of this new gown will make your skin seem luminous as if lit from within. For of course it is, beautiful angel, your complexion is radiant with the light of love, with the light of life. Your hair will shine with luster, and your entire being will be complemented by this gown as it enhances your beauty in all ways. So hold on no longer to that shabby, tattered cloak, so unworthy of you. Cast it off. Let me grace your shoulders now with this royal robe instead, that you may shine beautifully as benefits a royal child of divine personage. All right. So that's beautiful, Virgo. It always makes me think of the Emperor Has No Clothes story. Just talking about how he took off his robe and he decided he didn't want to be a king anymore, right? And he becomes invisible with this invisibility cloak or something. I don't remember the whole story, but I always think of that story when I see this card for some reason. And it does say, like, cast off, right? Things that are no longer worthy of you. So let's see what this has to say here real quickly. We'll just sum it up here. It says this oracle comes with sacred guidance for you when you get this card. You're stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Yes. Wait, let's just stop right there. Virgo, yes. Ace of Cups, Three of Swords reversed. New empowerment, new way. Yes, yes. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. You are worthy of so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner divinity, and others may not know how to respond. It says you are worth so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner divinity, and others may not know how to respond. Some will receive or respond with love and acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your boots or high and mighty. Those voices are of fear and not of truth. Be in your divinity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego. Do not doubt the changes happening within you now. Embrace them. Okay? So that's beautiful. All right. So here's a little meditation that goes along with your card here, Virgo, if you want to tap into this energy even more. So it says, no, it's starting to like thunder. So my dog is scared of thunder. All right. We're almost done. Hey, let's get this meditation out. Hermes, come here. We're going to wrap you in a cloak too, Hermes. It's all right. It's just a little thunder, okay? All right, so here we go. It says, place your hands lightly on the top of your head and say the following aloud. I cast aside lesser crowns. Open your hands to the heavens and say aloud, I receive the royal gown descending through grace. Slowly and gently guide your hands down from over top of your head alongside your body, as though drawing a royal robe around your head. Okay? Allow your hands to gently touch the floor as though the robe completely covers you. Well, I can't touch the floor, but we'll just pretend. It says, sit comfortably and visualize or intend that the most beautiful gown of many colors is surrounding you. You may or may not be aware of the colors. You may see layers of shimmering lights, stars, roses, and more. You may hear the gown singing like a choir of angels, or gurgling as though it is a fountain of liquid gold. Let it be as it is for you, as subtle and powerful as it wishes. Whatever happens for you is perfect. When you're ready, simply open your eyes, place your hands in prayer position, and bow your head. You have now finished your sacred honoring ritual. Okay, so that is beautiful, Virgo. So put on your new gown. Oops, yes, and go out, okay? Put on your new gown, whatever it is, right? It doesn't have to be a gown, it's just the word, and go out. All right, so thank you, dear Virgo. That is your reading for this time period. I will be uploading the photo in a few moments here. So all you have to do is click in the description box below after I put the link there for my Facebook page. Or just click on one of my past YouTube videos and it'll take you to the Facebook page as well, where you can find the photo. All right. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, it is free. It's a great free way to support the channel, just like it's great to give it a thumbs up or even a thumbs down, right? Any interaction with the video is really good and helps people. Okay, it helps more people see the video. All right, so we're gonna let you go now since it's thundering, but hopefully I will be back a little bit later, guys, with the we're gonna be doing we're doing Taurus and Gemini. We're going a little bit out of the normal order. Yes, we're doing Taurus and Gemini next because they had to wait a little bit longer for their reading last time. So if you want to join us for that, you can as well. And if not, that's okay too. But you guys take care and I'll see you later. All right, Cleo, you want to come say bye? You want to come say bye? Come say bye. Say, see you guys later. Say, don't be scared of thunderstorms. Right? Say, see you later. All right, guys, take care. Bye.